All aboard. It's back. I'm Kelly Jack. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. And we are still cruising along here tonight in the, well, at least tonight when I'm recording it, maybe tomorrow when this posts. It is the expanded Worlds Tutorial Simutrans for Simutrans. And it's one where I'm doing a gameplay tutorial to as I encounter things or am able to do things within the game. That's when I'm teaching it to you. So unfortunately, there's some gameplay along the way. Sorry. I'm trying to take and go over something each episode, though. Last episode, I didn't do that. So what are we going to take and talk about today? Well, we've got other tools. And perhaps king of that are the lists. And one we haven't really played with much yet is the station list. And that's because the station list, as the game gets going, eventually gets out of control, and it's hard to take and follow all your stations unless you're breaking it down by the ones that are served by train or the ones served by road. And already my road one requires some scrolling. It's probably 3 pages long. 128 by 128 start with just a few stations now outside that original area after the expansion in episode 21. Hey, in case I didn't mention it yet, this is episode 25. And making certain I'm noting that, I am on tech track today. So episode 25, and that's stations. And the easiest way and the most important things are these two. Stations with no connections, which we have 2 of. They're just sitting there. They need service to provide us money to make up for, and these being road stations, they're bus stops. $20 a month plus the $400. Yeah. I've almost been tempted to start putting a year in so I know just how long I've ignored these things. But this is the one we're looking at today. You can also filter by a few other things, by goods in, which goods it accepts, which goods it produces. But right now, this is the one I'm worried about because no service at all means we got an issue. Now, give me just a second here while I stir the coffee and take a small sip. And I'll let you think about the setup that we've got here and where we're at. So we've got the Hillstead Famous Church and the Malibu North Stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open both of those so I know which ones we're dealing with, and then we'll come back after we've fixed these service issues. So why did I say we'll come back? Well, we're not going to close stations. We're just going to close the special filter for a moment. And we're going to look at just Hillstead. Those are the stations, including our famous church stop. So let's go over there, and it is a cargo station for our market. So that's why we had started a market chain and had not done our follow-up. So what I'm going to do is if you double click the bar on a list, it minimizes it but leaves the bar there so you can reopen it. That's what we're going to do. Believe it or not, I went nuts trying to figure out where I was closing these at when I was accidentally missing the X numerous times. Or worse, was trying to move it and accidentally double clicked it. It's like, where did my window go? Yeah, where did my window go? Found out that the hard way. So that's how not to game too, by the way. Hey, let's unpause the game. So it's only supplied by the fish swarm at this time. So we're going to need to supply off that fish swarm. So that means that dock that I was talking about now comes into play. And we need to take and go close to the castle as we can get with the dock because of 2 reasons. One, we've got to be able to take and have a bus service back over to get the people into Hillstead proper, as well as the castle, and to haul those goods over. So that's going to mean 2 different stops, if not 3, as we've found out in the past. And unfortunately, there's just not room to get by here because there's this lake. Let's go ahead and deselect the trees, shadow them out, and as you can see, that lake is going to be an issue because we can't build on that right there. So we're going to have to do terraforming at a level that normally I try to avoid. And we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Raise these 2 up. And it won't let us. So we'll go to this method. We're going to see if it will let us. Yes, and it costs 5 grand. Now you understand why I've been waiting to do some of these stunts. And it won't let us do it every time. Lift him up, drop him down. So we're going to pay 9 grand in order to do that. Yeah, it ain't cheap to take out and re-level that. Do you want to know when I figured that out today? How to do that? Just now. I've been playing the game for years and I just figured out how to take and do that. So don't get upset if you have issues down the road. So we're going to take and do this, and the question is, how do we want to do this? Well, that's going to be a tough one. Let's go ahead and close everything down. Let's move our station bar to dead center for a few minutes, and let's lay the road first. So I'm going to assume that I'm going to do it off this. I'm going to make it a nice scenic road along the lake on its way out here. And then we're going to do something like this. Why am I doing this? What did we say we were doing besides the fish dock? We're also doing the passenger service down the road. So I want my bus to have a totally separate spot. These guys come to here on a waypoint and come to here with only 2 and just run as tight, because that's a nice short run. We should be able to run as tight of a run as we can as far as things, and hopefully not have to doze more of the lake. Let's set this up. So where's this fish swarm at? It's out here, and in comparison, that's a fairly straight shot back in. But he's going to be long, and we know how I feel about the boats. So, if we go over to our other dock to dispatch, that's a huge amount of money. We're going to do first setup in town here. So let's go ahead. We're going to make the dock. Now I need something that does freight and passengers. So we might as well do, as much as I hate it, the lighthouse. But why do we do that? Well, it just took out 1, 2, 3, 4 steps in that we would have had to have done otherwise. That's right. 4 less tiles to transit both directions for our poor fishing vessel, which isn't going to be making much money. Also gives us more spots to tie up to on both sides for our passenger vessels. And it looks cool. Expensive, but we've got the money. And we're trying to show Caesar that we are going to be worthy of that next expansion. And guys, Give me an idea. How many episodes do you think we should go before we have a vote? And let it sit for quite a few days. Should it be that votes sit from like a certain day to Monday afternoon? Or is it Monday evening? You know, hey. Those are the things we got to worry. All right, let's take a peek here. Customers all live in these spots. We need to get people to there from those towns as well, and some of those are not easily serviced, so it's going to be fun. All right, knowing what we know, down the road he will consume flour, beer, and canned foods, but right now only the fish swarm has a contract with him for the fishing fleet, but it's a license to fish, not an actual setup. So let's put in a separate, and I want to kind of do it just a little bit out, something like this. So it's not that far, but we're still close to land, because the dock should be at land where you're building your ship. You don't build your ships out in the ocean unless you're using a floating dry dock, and even then you're still paying to pull things in and out, all that. Nah. In a lagoon, no problem. But on an open coast, exposed to the sea, close to shore as I can get. At least that's me. Up to you how you do it. Let's grab our bus station, put him where we said we were going to. We're going to then grab 2 of the freight docks and put them there. And we're going to go to special construction and grab something cool called a warehouse. Despite that huge amount of freight that this can hold, I want to make it obvious that we're transferring the freight over to the warehouse. It does pen in on scenic views of our castle, but at the same time, I'm not as worried, because this is becoming a major port, and it's going to become the Old Castle Port. All right. So as we work our way through what the Hillstead needs, we now need to launch the ship so it can get out there. So we're going to grab that fishing sloop and put him onto the target. And again, this side's the side that kind of lines up, so that's where we're going to. From here to there. We want to make certain he's 100% full. The boat won't make money unless it's 100% full. It goes out there and grabs like 20 units and heads back, we're going to be broke in a heartbeat. And this is going to be the Old Castle. Fleet, and we'll come up with a Latin name or something like that for it down the road, or I'll let you guys suggest a name. All right? Realize I will vet names, especially foreign names, for certain words that shouldn't be used. Alright, so we've got him set for the 100%, and we're just going to, for now, call it the Old Castle. Sea Bass Fleet. Our ships have to be named. We said that. And for right now, I'm going to call this the CMS Nameless. Because I said you guys could suggest names. Leave a comment in the episode if you found a name for the ship. They're down below. Feel free to make that comment. If I'm going to go with the first one made, unless it's something shouldn't be used, all right? Don't want offensive names. And let's put him out to sea. So he's rolling. Now we need to get to our next item up for grabs, which is going to be where's that nearest dispatch? We have a dispatch all the way over there. Should we add a dispatch here? I think so. So close the special construction. We just did that to show that you can pretty up your port facilities and other stations with other buildings. Learned 2 things today, hopefully. Well, 3 if you hadn't figured out I was crazy already. And this will give us a more centralized dispatch for all these. So first things first, let's get a schedule going. Come on, buy the coach. Don't tell me I don't need a coach. And we're going to run him from the marketplace yard to there. And it's the Hillstead Tourism coach. Oops, what did we forget? It's 1838. That's what we forgot. Dummy. Let him fly. He's on his way. And for right now, I'm going to take and just get set up with 2. Keep doing it the wrong way here today. I don't know what's wrong with me. To there, 100%. And this is the old castle. Get it again. Wasn't doing it in those other games. That's what's thrown me off. Now I am going to copy a spare, so I've got him ready to go. But we're only dispatching 2 initially because we got to wait for the ship to come in. And then kind of get a feeling for how long is it going to take him to do the route. Will it be every time the fish come through, what have you. And we're going to go ahead and do a speed run here. But that also just took care of the Hillstead having it. Now we got some crowded stations, we'll deal with those in a bit. I have noticed one thing, and you guys may find this annoying. Sometimes you have to close them when you're on a speed run, but when you're normal, you're like, stay open longer. There is a delay time for your windows popping open, and you can't adjust that. What the values mean, I don't know. That's why we're going to have to play. And we'll do that in another episode down the road. We'll start doing some of those adjustments as a filler episode while I'm waiting for a vote or something. Things I can do just to get an idea. Now I know I paused the game and didn't play at all for this vote, but that's because it was an expansion vote. If it's some other kind of vote, that's what we'll do, is we'll keep going if it's something where it's not crucial to the game. If it's crucial to the game will pause. Unless I come up with a plan that says, hey, we're only going to game this on certain days, and then there's a vote every so many episodes. The plan is to have you guys voting every 2 weeks or so. Whether that works out might be more frequent. Who knows? Here he goes. Can these guys clean it out before this guy gets back? Well, he's on his way back in already. And I may have chosen the wrong side, the fishing fleet of the fish swarm. Eight crates, 6 crates, 4 crates, 2 crates, still hasn't quite docked. You know what? I think 2 of these guys should be able to take and pull this off because it looks like, yep, almost perfect with 2 carts. Never spend more than you have to. So we're going to close it down there. That's 21 minutes this time. We'll deal with Malibu North next episode. This has been episode 25 of How Not to Game with Kelly Jack's Expanding Worlds tutorial for Simutrans. And hopefully we learned some couple things today. If not, maybe you already knew them. Maybe you're snickering up your sleeve at the things I didn't know. Have a better day than I am, if that's the case.